A Jamaica magazine time now, and we have enough things to tell you now. Fighting crime is one of them, and the security ministry is serious about it, and the minister himself said.
We're going to disrupt the criminal forces.
So later, we'll break down how them are going to use the $60 billion from the estimates of expenditure to do this. Another thing, when last you visit a library, much less read off a book, we are encouraged reading today through the Jamaica Library Service reading competition. Listen, we are going to the news now, and then we go straight into all when we just tell you. Oh, and by the way, my name is Adrian Atkinson. No going away.
Submarine, you know. Yeah?
Yeah, man, I have the package 60,000.
60,000.
Yeah.
How much I want?
Yeah, man, 2 bays I want.
Yeah, man, no one else.
$5
Yeah, man. Same. Alright,
What one, cat?
you don't know, I sit downtown the other day there.
Oh.
All the brethren, them man, we buy and sell marina. One of them I sell a 6-pack for $1,000, and the next one I sell one for $200.
So where buy?
Buy 5 of them for $1,000. Think them can't rob me.
So Uncle Fancy is the same $1,000 you would spend to get the 6? Seriously?
Tell them again now, my math brains.
Math count.
Math counts.
Sponsored by the Ministry of Education.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, February 23. The Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, is reporting economic growth in line with the 1 to 2% range previously projected by the Bank of Jamaica for the October to December 2016 period. PIOJ Director General Dr. Wayne Henry says real gross domestic product GDP increased by 1.3%. The goods-producing industry saw growth of 3%, driven largely by agriculture, forestry and fisheries, construction and manufacturing. The services industry, meanwhile, recorded minimal growth of 0.8%. Major contributing factors were hotels and restaurants and electricity and water supply. PIOJ's Director General says the outlook for the economy in the near term remains positive.
We estimate growth for the fiscal year 16-17 in the range of 1 to 2% GDP, particularly towards the upper end, which would be the highest level of growth annual in over 9 years. That's a fiscal year. Our strategic focus, that's our outlook for the longer term, is also positive.
Mr. Henry says real GDP growth for the 2017-2018 fiscal year should be within the range of 2 to 3%. The Bank of Jamaica, meanwhile, is reporting continued employment growth for the country. Jamaica's labor force survey shows that the unemployment rate decreased to 12.9% at October 2016 compared to 13.9% the previous year.
And this represents the 5th consecutive quarter of employment growth.
BOJ's governor says this has resulted in annual employment growth of 3%. And the central bank's governor says the country's reserves are strong enough that there is no immediate need to draw down from the $430 million available through its agreement with the IMF. That amount became available when Jamaica signed the 3-year precautionary standby agreement with the International Monetary Fund late last year. The country is expected to pass its first review under that agreement, getting access to another $170 million. The precautionary standby line of funds provides reassurance, particularly to investors, that the country could withstand shocks to the economy. But Mr. Winter says the funds may not be needed, as Jamaica's net international and non-borrowed reserves exceed $2 billion.
The reserve levels are ample, such that we have the means to resist, to manage through, I would say, ordinary shocks. But we want to have this precautionary line available so that the program is, if you like, you could look at it as insured against large shocks.
A team from the IMF is currently in the island conducting the review for the October to December 2016 period. Pension fund managers are being urged to invest in government assets and infrastructure projects that have the potential to give greater returns on their investments. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the appeal during Tuesday's Sagicor Life Pension Investment Seminar. Mr. Holness said most pension funds invest in government bonds, which may not be the best way for the funds to be secured. Instead, he's proposing to have the funds tied to long-term income-generating projects. Some of those projects include infrastructure development, divested government real estate, and industrial and commercial space.
In the very near future, there will be policy changes to ensure, facilitate, and promote a better allocative efficiency and in terms of investment and in terms of how the pension funds structure their assets to align more with the investment infrastructure thrust of the Jamaican government.
And finally, work is advanced to establish the Jamaica Center for Tourism and Innovation. The center will provide training and certification for the hospitality industry's labor force. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says the institution will target aspiring supervisors, managers, and other hospitality professionals.
You are working in the tourism sector now, and you are in supervisor position. You have 20 years of experience, 15 years of experience, 10 years of experience, but you are not certified. You are not accredited. You can then come to us and be fully accredited so you can take your next step up the ladder of management in the industry.
The minister was speaking on Tuesday during the presentation of the semi-finalists in the 2016 Tourism Service Excellence Program TSEP Awards. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
When criminals disagree, they seek revenge. Murder, arson, rape, whatever causes terrible suffering. It doesn't matter who gets hurt. Women, children, and the elderly, they are the main targets. Don't support the criminals. Don't cover up for them. Don't take their money. Take a stand now for the right of our women and children to be free from fear and abuse. Silence brings violence.
A message from the Ministry of National Security.
It's time now to look at some national security measures the government will be undertaking in the new financial year and how they will be funded.
We're going to disrupt the criminal forces.
To do that, the Ministry of National Security has been allocated a budget of $60.68 billion. It will go towards increasing the mobility of the security forces, recruit and train more police personnel, modernize correctional facilities, and enhance border security and immigration services. The largest portion of the National Security Ministry's budget in the 2017-2018 fiscal year is for recurrent or housekeeping expenses. The allocation includes more than $14 billion to meet the operating expenses of the Jamaica Defense Force.
It is our goal to assist the police in bringing wrongdoers to face the justice system.
$1.97 billion is also allocated for expenses related to public order and safety. It includes increases to the budgets of the Police Civilian Oversight Authority and the Witness Protection Program. The ministry's recurrent budget also includes over $540 million to operate the Institute of Forensic Science and Legal Medicine. The Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, PICA, will earn its entire operating budget of $2.64 billion. And the Jamaica Constabulary Force has been provided with a budget of $33 billion to execute its mandate to protect and serve.
We expect compliance from citizens, and we expect the police to enforce the law without favor, affection, malice, or ill will.
Among the JCF's major expenditures this fiscal year is $1.04 billion to facilitate the training and development of new recruits and serving members of the force at the National Police College. The Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime CTOC services will receive $710.9 million to investigate organized and financial crimes of a highly complex nature, including money laundering and the illegal proceeds of drug activities.
Every inmate must get an opportunity to be exposed to purposeful rehabilitation so they can be successfully reintegrated.
To manage Jamaica's adult and juvenile correctional facilities, the Department of Correctional Services has been allocated $6.57 billion in this year's budget. Of that amount, $79.6 million is to train new and in-service correctional officers. $4.65 billion is budgeted to operate the 6 adult correctional facilities, and $983.32 million to operate 4 juvenile correctional centers and 1 juvenile remand center. $552.58 million is also budgeted for probation and parole services. Government will be spending a little over $3 billion on national security capital projects this fiscal year. As part of a $2 billion budget for Defense Force operations, new vehicles and aircraft will be purchased for the Jamaica Defense Force, and $350 million is provided to construct new accommodation, office and storage facilities at Lathbury Barracks or Park Camp. The Correctional Services $200 million capital budget includes a project to renovate and rehabilitate facilities at the Tower Street Adult Correctional Center and $21.4 million to purchase new vehicles. And the police services will receive $670 million to purchase motor vehicles and bikes for the Jamaica Constabulary Force, upgrade radio networks, supply and install CCTVs and purchase handheld traffic ticket devices, and build a new police station in Montego, St. James, and expand the building at the Caribbean Regional Drug Training Center, Red Track.
That is to put another floor on top of Red Track, which will give us more room so that we can have 2 courses running at the same time and therefore churn out more persons.
The Ministry of National Security's multilateral and bilateral partners will also support another $1.25 billion in capital expenditure for the 2017-2018 fiscal year. $140.9 million is budgeted to continue work under the Justice, Security, Accountability and Transparency Project, JSAT. Among other things, this year's allocation will rehabilitate and equip classrooms and dormitories at the National Police College. As part of its $1.1 billion allocation, the Citizen Security and Justice Program 3 will provide vocational skills training to beneficiaries and continue violence interruption services in 40 communities. And a new 2-year project will begin in April, focused on the reintegration and rehabilitation of deported persons.
It is the year when changes are going to come. It is the year when we are going to confront some things.
The Jamaica Information Service, JIS, your #1 source of government information. Tell your friends and keep watching.
No, son. A verb is an action word.
Parents need to become more involved in their children's education.
Parents are the first and in many cases the most important teachers.
Read with your children. Review their schoolwork. Visit their school.
Tapping and rapping and slapping, I said.
Nice. High five. Woo.
A good education will never decay.
The Jamaica Library Service, through its annual reading competition, has been promoting and keeping the interest of reading books alive. The competition includes children and adults and covers a wide range of books. We went to the St. Elizabeth Parish branch for the experience.
Balaclava, Eldersley, Junction, Louisville, Malvern, Nain, Red Bank, Santa Cruz, Southville, Warminster Branch Libraries and the St. Elizabeth Parish Library. It was roll call time for the finalists in the National Reading Competition Parish Finals of the St. Elizabeth Parish Library Network. 5 age groups vying for varied prizes as well as an opportunity to represent their parish at the national finals. the National Reading Competition seeks to promote good reading habits, cultivate an appreciation of books, and foster continuing education in adults.
The National Reading Competition is a flagship program of the Jamaica Library Service. The competition started in 1988 as part of the organization's 40th anniversary celebrations. They are encouraged to read as many books as possible, but there's a minimum of 6 books that the children have to read.
A total of 97 competitors from all public libraries within the network participated in the competition. The competition started with the 6 to 8 age group.
Why did Grandy Nanny like the name Nancy? Sandra Cruz, Branch Library.
Because it reminded her of the character Anansi, the tricky spider.
Thank you very much, that is correct. Where did Grandy Nanny say she was from? Red Bank.
Africa.
Okay, yes, thank you very much.
9 finalists were present for the 9 to 11 age group.
So your individual question is going to be taken from Number the Stars. How old was Ellen at the beginning of the story?
10.
Thank you, that's correct. What nickname did Anna Marie and Ellen give to the tall soldier?
Giraffe.
Thank you very much.
And the 12 to 14 age group certainly showed off their mental ability skills.
Who was Mr. Craven's housekeeper?
Mrs. Medlock.
Yes, it is. For how many years was the garden locked up?
10 years.
You're correct.
And it came down to 2 entrants for the adult categories. At the end, the winners were well rewarded.
This yearly event continues to inspire children to become voracious readers and boost literacy standards. Additionally, the competition creates a link between school and home to encourage the involvement of parents to support children.
Jamaica Library Service once again underscores the relevance of public libraries through the provision of a wide range of programs and services to all age groups across Jamaica. And through the Global Libraries Initiative, several state-of-the-art ICT resources were installed in 119 public libraries, including the St. Elizabeth Parish Network.
I'd like to invite members of the public to come in and benefit from our newly installed computers. Currently, we have introduced our digital literacy training, which is for persons who already have basic computer skills, and basic computer training for persons from as young as 4 years old up to senior citizens.
Through the project, an advocacy committee was established at the St. Elizabeth Parish Library.
The library on a whole is a life-saving institution that is geared towards the development of not only the human as it is, but the community and the country on a whole.
Students are certainly enjoying the benefits of the enhanced library offerings.
When I come here, the internet is fast and reliable, and I have many places to search from. So I rarely leave from here with an assignment undone. And I usually finish my assignments fast, so maybe I take the time to play a game or two.
I come here often, I read books, it increases my vocabulary, so I speak very well, and my friends kind of call me a dictionary because I know so many words.
In the next feature, we once again look at how students are benefiting from the Jamaica Library Service's exciting programs when we share the summer program at the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Library.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash no paper, no dash no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
Up next, more about the National Solid Waste Management Authority's plastic bottle separation project.
The National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, has been partnering with the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, since 2004. Over this 12-year period, 30 employees from the NSWMA have been to Japan, where they received training in areas that included composting, managing recycling facilities, landfill management techniques, sustainable solid waste for CARICOM countries, sustainable waste management for Caribbean islands, solid waste management A, which consists of basic introductory courses, and solid waste management B, which consists of advanced courses. Beneficiaries on return submit a report and a proposal on the subject matter for funding by JICA under their follow-up cooperation facility. One such project is the Solid Waste Reduction through Waste Separation, Waste Diversion and Recycling Pilot Project.
The solid waste reduction through waste separation, waste diversion and recycling pilot project supports one of the main mandates of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, that is to implement programs that will effect behavioral change. So we welcome this initiative. For the next 6 months, the pilot project will be in 3 communities, namely Caribbean Estates and Caymanas Country Club Estates in St. Catherine and Rollington Town in Kingston. The project is estimated to be about $7 million, of which $6.7 million is being funded by the government of Japan through the Jamaica International Cooperation Agency, JICA, and as such we are very grateful for this. In the coming months, we will be meeting with residents, hosting community meetings, attending the Citizens Association meetings, and basically encouraging persons to separate their plastic containers, their cardboards and cans from their regular household waste. So we will be asking residents to take out these items, and a separate truck will come and do the collection, and we will give these items to a third-party companies. The learnings from this pilot project will assist the authority to develop policies and plans to guide and to help us to better manage solid waste, and to get residents to buy into the concept of separating their plastic containers, their cans, and also cardboards from their regular household waste. So at the end of the project, we will be in a much better position to determine behavior and attitude towards separation at source, how to really convince and to influence persons, residents, to separate these items from their regular household items.
On behalf of JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency, I am pleased that NSWMA holds this pilot project of waste reduction through waste separation, waste diversion, and recycling. This project is planned by a senior planning officer of NSWMA who had participated in JICA training in Japan titled Sustainable Solid Waste Management for CARICOM countries. After he returned from Japan, he planned it based on what he'd learned in Japan. I am happy that JICA can assist this project under JICA follow-up cooperation program, although the amount is not bigger than 6.5 million Jamaican dollars. JICA has been offering several training programs to NSWMA since 1980s. So far about 30 NSWMA staff had participated in these JICA training programs.
This is a good government initiative based on a sponsorship from the Japanese government. It has allowed us to be one of the pilot projects, and we, the citizens and the residents of Caymanas, are grateful for this project because it allows us to sort our garbage, especially with the PET bottles. These are a continuous growing source of concern for our garbage collection with regards to blocking our drains and causing havoc on sea life. NSWMA Solid Waste Management has given us the bags so that it will encourage residents to carry out their bottles and put them in a central area that will be collected once a week. We will be sensitizing the residents based on the fact that it will encourage us to reduce our solid waste disposal.
We are taking up the plastic bottles, which we call the PET bottles, for recycling. So what we do, we separate them from the regular garbage in order to have the community be in a better environment. We have collections at the primary school, the Rallington Town Primary School, at 17 Montego Street, at the fire station, and Arcot Road for now. But we are enlightening the rest of the community people about this project. It will help the community in a vibrant way because less garbage, less bottles being around, seeing that we have the Zika virus around, this will also help to decrease the mosquito-borne disease being harbored around.
I think it is a phenomenal first step in the right direction that Jamaica needs to go, engaging the community. Recycling Partners, as you know, fully endorses the program. And as we mentioned, we will continue once your test period is done. We are committed to continue cleaning up those neighborhoods and collecting the bottles. And we'll also use it as a test pilot for other communities that we are hoping to bring on board.
Waste separation is the way forward, and the NSWMA, through our partners, is working to make this a way of life for all.
Jamaica, this is Kevin Downswell. We original. We're blessed. We have something about us that the world craves. We don't need to compromise. We don't need to rob. We don't need to thief nobody. Everybody who watch this have something unique in them that God placed in you, that was used to bring you favor, was used to bring you wealth. Find it. It's inside of you. Whether they're on the street side, something special inside of you. Whether they're at the bar or drink rum and you try to drink away your troubles, listen to me. And I'll say go. If you find that thing is what is the very thing that will bring you wealth, the very thing that will bring your life to a level you never imagined. Everybody out there have a choice. And my challenge to you is choose to do the right thing. Choose to not bust that gun. Choose to not smoke that weed. Choose the right thing. Your decision will create a habit, and your habit will create a future. That means if your decision is wrong every day, your future will end up being popped down. But if you decide that you're not going to do that, and you're going to stand up for the right, watch it. Your future big. You're blessed. Jamaica, you're blessed. Youth, you're blessed. Girl, you're blessed. Love.
We're at the end of today's show, but be sure to join us again tomorrow. Until then, keep the link. Stay connected via our website, jis.gov.jm. We welcome your feedback, so keep sending your comments to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or a tweet at JIS News. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Have yourselves a great evening.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.